Hi everyone, this is Aryan, and in this video, we're going to be doing a quick hero redesign for Vella. So this is like a short series that I'm thinking of being consistent on. I hope so. Where I'll be, breaking down startups' landing pages and doing their hero section redesign. I can't cover the full landing page because it's going to take a lot of time. So I want to keep this quick, short, and simple. Uh, and yeah, so this is like the first episode of that, I hope. And I came across Vella through Y Combinator's website. So I was going through, the list of the startup directory that is there. And this was like the first good example that I came across, which can be improved. So yeah, let's get started on this. Okay, first let's understand what Vela is about. To actually make it a lot simpler, I've broken it down with ChatGPT. So you can also we can go through this very quickly. So basically, this is like an AI scheduling assistant for recruiters, which basically helps fixing that back and forth. So if let's say you're a recruiter and someone schedules the call, right? Like everything is going great, but in the end, let's say there's a change in mind and they had to reschedule it. So all that process of fixing that rescheduling part, that is what this AI assistant is doing. So it basically reads through your text, emails, suggests time, books, send confirmations, and automatically reschedules. So you don't have to go through your Google Calendar again and again, or any other software that you use. So yeah, the main three problems with solving is recruiters waste hours coordinating availability, threads get messy across email. So a lot of back and forth that leads to a lot of time loss. And then delays slow down hiring and placement, which ultimately costs brands a lot of money, right? So how it works? A recruiter loops tool into conversation. It's just like adding an assistant on top of your chat, and it checks everyone's calendar, proposes time slots, and books the meeting and manage changes. So the outcome is less manual coordination, faster interview scheduling, more placement close, time saved a month, which is the calculator it's talking about. So if you're a recruiter and let's say you have 10 interviews per week, and let's say each interview takes around 30 minutes or maybe 25 minutes, and the coordination takes, let's say, 10 minutes or actually 20 minutes, let's be realistic. And let's say a rescheduling rate is like 15%. So you can see, the time you can save per month with Vela, right? So this is very, very nice way to kind of, highlight your product. Like you're actually showing the real outcome that can come. Um, so yeah, this is, how, like this is what the whole brand is about. And if you take a look at the website, one thing that you can notice is if you're a designer specifically who works a lot with AI like me, is that this whole page it's like a one shot lovable prompt. I mean, it feels like that because it's using like those same colors here. And yeah, the whole structure, everything it's very similar to how an um, AI is going to generate a website without giving any context, right? So this is a very simple page. I think they have nailed the structure. Like they don't have a lot of sections, a lot of explaining that they're doing here. It's like very straightforward. So even like here, the problem statement, right? It's just 3 blocks that they're using. And then they directly get into, how much time, they can save. And after that is basically like the process, and then you have FAQs. So it's a very lean page, which I think is perfect, but the way that they're branding it, I don't think it's like the best way possible. So let's see what we can do. So we're going to be doing a hero section redesign. So let's actually get started now to the main part of the video. And yeah, let's start by opening Pinterest because I always like to start by taking certain inspirations. So one thing that I want to implement here is not to add like too many fancy animation, because I think best way to kind of promote your product is to give it more of a human touch than just having like very flashy gradients. So even if you do use gradients, I think giving that human touch, which can be done in multiple ways, real people faces, um, I think it definitely like adds a lot more human touch to it, which I think is something we need to do on this hero section. So for example, this, right? If you didn't had like this lady here and there were just like multiple boxes of some animated content, I don't think it would have hit the same. So same goes for this. I mean, this is like a totally different industry. But still, adding the human faces definitely like adds a lot more depth to your product, because in the end humans are actually going to be using their product, right? So that factor needs to be there. Okay, now let's actually get into certain UI elements that we are going to show. So I like these big numbers that are there, but we'll have to see how we can, implement this properly. Okay, I think this is a good mood board just to kind of get the base elements that needs to be there. So now let's get into uh, doing some quick wireframing. So let's actually open desktop, and first let's see what we have to highlight. I'm actually going to be going on there. Yeah, this is there. So right now it is scheduling salt. I think this is a bit too minimal. We can definitely do something a lot better. Well, as an AI scheduling system that gives you back your most valuable resource. And also another thing that I've noticed is they are kind of, like attaching a gender to it. So this can have um, a lot more branding impact, which I'm not going to get into right now. So this can, if they're calling it a she, then there can be like a like an avatar that can be built around it. So yeah, that is, I think, another possible opportunity that can be done here, but I'm not going to get to it. I'm just going to be keeping this very straightforward just towards like the hero section, because branding, it takes some time to do. And for the font, I think we're going to be going with Geest. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I really like this font and I think this goes really well. So we'll have like a heading, we'll have like a description. Okay, so first let's start by understanding what we want to show in the heading. So I'm actually going to be going into GPT, and I'm going to be giving it some context on what I want. Okay, so I want the hero section design to be done. So for that, I want a copy which highlights value a lot better, because right now I think we are going in a like very minimal Apple like um, route, which isn't like a problem, but I think for a startup you need to make sure your product gets like people understand your product um, a lot quicker. So yeah, let's just think of some headlines that we can use, uh, which isn't over explaining, but it hits like the right spot. Like it gives you a very good context of like the time that they can save. For example, get your time back, even though it's like a vague one liner, but still something around that. What do you think? Save hours every week on interview coordination, automate the most time consuming, blah, blah, blah. More placement. No, I don't like this at all. Close roles faster without chasing calendars. I like this specific one. Turn scheduling hours into hiring momentum, rerouting moves faster. I honestly don't like any of this, so I'm actually going to be using Claude. So let's actually get into Claude. It just sounds like a lot more human. So let's actually do the same prompts here and see what it gives to us. I like the following. I'm going to type it, but can we refine it further? Maybe do some variations, and maybe new angles. I'm actually going to turn this off because I'm like on a free model. Schedule interviews, skip the back and forth. Book interviews in one click, not 10 emails. Stop playing calendar. Okay, I like this. I even like the back and forth one. So let's actually paste this there. And this is like the first option, which I like. Okay, this is perfect. I think I like this, but I think the back and forth is, it just makes it very easy to understand. So let's actually go with this and see how this looks. So we have a good heading ready. Now let's get into description. So let's make this smaller, and we're gonna be going back into ChatGPT. So the idea about the description is to kind of highlight the value that you're giving. So first I'm going to be telling it that this is what I'm going with. final heading I'm going with. Now give me description, which highlights the heading and gives more context without being too lengthy. So yeah, I'm just gonna be giving it this. Let's see what it spits. Automatically ordinance reviews, share your availability ones, can you do instantly? No, I don't think this is good. Let's go with I think it's too direct. Can we revolve around? So I'm gonna be using what they have right now. Vella is your AI scheduling assistant. I think that AI word, I don't think we should add, honestly. Yeah, Vella gives you slightly back the most valuable time. Vella books can be used. Yeah, let's do this. It also values back time. Yeah, I think I like the option 5. So let's go with this. Get back your most valuable resource time. Vella books, interviews, coordinate calendars, and handles all the back and forth automatically. Okay, this is great. So we can just go with this. So this is now our description, and the next can be just book demo. I think this is like a decent call to action. Okay, so this is basically, I think, what copy should be there. Now it's time to basically start designing it. So let's see what we can do. So I'm actually just going to be taking a look again on what we can do. So I'm thinking we can show like a recruiter, something like this. I really like, because this, has that human touch to it. Even this is something which I like. I think I'll go with like a horizontal layout, just like this, because we can show multiple things. And the only thing we need to make sure is we don't, make it look like too noisy, like adding too much text. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking right now. Now let's actually see how we can refine it further. What I'll do is, just so I have like a progress that I can show, I'm just going to like duplicate it and then start working on it. So I like this kind of layout that is there. So let's actually let's actually open FreePic to kind of generate something similar. Yeah, I think we can go something like this. I'm just going to copy this. Let's paste it here. After which we're going to be start by, making like the background better, because right now I think it looks like a bit too plain. So for that, we can use certain gradients. So I do like what colors that they're using. So let's actually see here. Okay, we can take this certain, and here maybe we can. Okay, I think this looks good. What else we can do is we can now go to where it is. Overlay, let's kind of reduce the appearance. So yeah, I think this looks good for now. Now let's see what we can add on the top. So the main idea here is to show certain things. For example, first we have, the first thing is like how much time that they can save per month. So I think this is something definitely need to be shown. And then we can just highlight like the numbers of meeting that they're getting. So what we can do is we can build a fill here. This actually, yeah, let's make something like this maybe. We also need like the darker color, so I'm using. So everything that you see here, it will be animated. So I'm not going to get into animation part because there can be like multiple frames then we'll have to do, which will take a lot of time. So I'm just taking a look. I like this kind of element. Yeah, something like this. Actually, I don't like this light green that I'm using, so I'm just gonna stick to this. Booked a meeting is like a good indicator that, this meeting is booked. And then we can just, use the classic name John Doe. And then we can have like a warning sign or like a caution sign. I think that's what you call it. But the main idea is that we have to like once this turns, wait, let me actually make it. Kind of add like a layer blur maybe. Let's see if I click on effects and add layer blur, we can add something progressive. Yeah, I think this looks nice. Let's add some rounded corners. So the whole idea here is that if this shows like it's getting rescheduled, then basically this kind of pop-up comes in and it like something like this. You see, I mean, this is I don't have like a lot of time, so I'm just trying to make it as quick as I can. So yeah, this is I think this looks fine still. So now let's see what else we can do. Okay, this is good. I think one important thing that we have to show is how yeah, these platforms. So we have email, SMS, WhatsApp, um Slack, Teams, and there's like so much here. So that is something maybe we can highlight here. What can we do here? Let's get this all together. I'm just gonna, oops, get it here. Yeah, I think we can add like a ticker animation overall. Okay, I think this looks good for now. And what else? Let's actually add certain background. I'm going to be using like some gradients. So let's add this to the back. I'm going to be using like the same color that we have here. Let's make it very light. And now we can simply just add some layer blur magic. Something like this and some blur that is there. Let's see how this looks. I'm not too sure. And there we have it, guys. So this is how the new hero section looks like. And this took me exactly an hour, like 59 minutes, 30 seconds. So yeah, I think this is still like a lot better than what they have right now. Like this definitely shows their product like a lot better in terms of, what can be done. And this can be like the second section right after this, obviously with a better redesign. So what we can do is we can simply, but yeah, it can, maybe look something like this. But yeah, this is, how the final design looks like. So let me know if you like this video. I'm probably going to be doing more. And if you do, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.